Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be reviewing the ProTech Magic Whiskers, and this is going to be the blacked out California legal version. But first, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. All right, cool. Let's get into it. So here I have the ProTech Magic Whiskers, and they made two different versions of the Magic Whiskers. They have the Magic Whiskers 1 and the Magic Whiskers 2. This is the original. So I actually happen to like the method of deployment for the knife on the Magic Whiskers 1 more than the Magic Whiskers 2. It's a little complicated for me on the second one, but we'll just go ahead and talk about what we have in front of us. This is from ProTech. You guys know how much I love ProTech knives. The quality is awesome as usual. Now, this guy is interesting and special because of how you release the blade, how you deploy the blade. From the outside, if you've seen this knife before, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't seen it, you're probably thinking, how do I get the knife out? And it's going to be a hidden bolster release. So we're going to actually slide this over, and boom. Huge ProTech snap. Really nice. Now, this is the California legal version, so we're going to have a sub 2-inch blade. I know to some of you this might look a little funny. They do have a Magic Whiskers with the full-size blade. I think it's maybe even 3.5 inches, 3 inches at least. But I've actually been pleasantly surprised with the sub 2-inch blade on this guy. So, as you guys know, ProTech is known for their automatics, known for the huge ProTech snap when you deploy the knife. This guy is no exception. Boom. But for sure, the coolest part about this knife is how you deploy it. You can see when I slide this guy over. And same thing to put it back. It's locked up, really sturdy. Slide it back to put the knife away. Now, this is all aluminum. You have the full-size deep carry pocket clip, which we'll talk about later. But as you can see, my favorite: recessed screws, recessed pocket clip, countersunk, super flat. I love that. We have a full back spacer, which actually, at least in the knives that I know and own, I actually rarely see the full back spacer, so that's pretty cool for a change. Let's see the centering on this guy. Yeah, pretty good. We'll talk about the grind in a second. First production run, 337, yeah. Anyway, you can see that it's coated. I think this is a DLC coating. Totally blacked out. It is 154 cm, and mostly that is what ProTech uses. That's what I've found. It's mostly 154 cm, which is not a bad thing. It's a solid steel. I mean, it is a premium steel. It's not going to perform like your, 20 CV or your M390 or, those super steels, but it's solid. They do a good job with it. I think it's, serviceable. It's just a solid, good to go, nice steel. And this guy's kind of dirty. Okay. Also, the body screws, totally flush. There is a lanyard hole, which I don't care for, I don't use, but if you wanted to use it. And as you can see, guys, it's a pretty simple design. This was actually designed by Mike Whiskers. I guess that was his nickname. And he's still around making knives. Definitely check him out. His last name is escaping me. Well, for the purpose of this video, his last name will be Whiskers. But he actually designed this release mechanism, this hidden bolster release. So I think it's probably the coolest release of a knife that I've seen. The coolest blade release. Yeah, really nice. Now, this is going to be a quick review. I just wanted to point out a few things about this guy and show it off to anyone that may be interested in the Magic Whiskers, or maybe looking to purchase kind of a cool, interesting, unique knife. So as far as the upsides go, we'll get into those in a second. There are only a few downsides, but before any of that, I just want to do a quick size comparison, because it is kind of a funny, balance of, or funny ratio of blade to handle. So let's go ahead and set this guy down. What do we have here? Let's go ahead and get the Monterey Bay Knives Mini OG. Let's set that guy down. Also, let's get out the Quiet Carry Eddie, also blacked out. And let's see how these guys measure up. For the Mini OG, we're at just about 3 inches. Full length is just under, just about 7 actually. For the Magic Whiskers, sub, it might be 1.9, 1.99, sub 2 inches. And we have 6-inch overall length. And for the little Eddie, maybe 2.5-inch blade, and about 5.5 inches overall. Now you guys know my Mini Freak will make an appearance, so let's go ahead and swap this guy out. Yeah, so you can see it's an interesting ratio of blade to handle. It might not be for everyone, but they do have the full length version. This is the California version, so have to have the blade under 2 inches. But surprisingly, I'll go ahead and put these guys away. Surprisingly, it's been really functional and it's actually worked really well. This smaller blade for kind of precision. I kind of choke up on it, precision cutting tasks, and even here the ergonomics are pretty solid. It's a light knife. I actually like my knives a little bit heavier, but the size fits my hands really well. Yeah, it's definitely a functional tool. It's not just the cool hidden bolster release. So as far as the upsides go, we got the awesome release where you can, if you're with friends or something, you can bet them and see if they can figure out how to open the knife. They can't. And you do have the deep carry pocket clip, huge plus in my book. Actually really digging the full back spacer, another plus. From ProTech, amazing warranty. If you don't have a ProTech knife, you need a ProTech knife in your life. And I'm really digging the full kind of blacked out. I'm curious why they didn't black out the back spacer, but again, not a huge deal, but that is interesting. They left that silver. It's aluminum, so it is light. I personally like my knives a little bit heavier, but I think that a light knife is a plus, is an upside for a lot of people. And of course the action, that snap is such an upside, and you get that from every ProTech knife that I've handled, so that's awesome. Now, as far as the downsides go, again, there aren't that many, but let's go ahead and get into them. Number one is I'm just not a huge fan of the full size deep carry pocket clip. I love what they do with the recessed screws and the countersunk clip into the scale, but they could cut it right about there, and that'd be great for me. I don't need the full length. It bugs me in my pocket. It doesn't feel great. So that's one thing. And the only other thing, you know, now that I notice this silver, I kind of like the accent, but that'd be cool since it's all blacked out. I'd like to see them black this out also. And the only other thing as far as the downside goes is you can't really, I don't know if you hear, I'll open it up. I don't know if you can really see it, but the grind is just not even. You can see the show side, okay? And then, whoa, the clip side. So if you can see a little bit better, let's see if this focuses, come on. Yeah, it's a little hard to see, but yeah. Maybe you can see it now. It's hard to see on camera, but it is uneven. There you go. Not a huge difference, but definitely noticeable. So just a little bit of quality control. But again, ProTech, you know, the warranty and the company and how they run things, it's so good that if I needed this resharpened or I needed them to take a look at it, they would be happy to. So it's a downside as far as this particular knife goes, or at least the one I have in my hand, but ProTech as a company will 100% take care of that. So is it a downside? Did it come perfect? No, but it's such a sturdy, tough quality piece of, really a piece of art, you know, a really quality tool that ProTech will definitely take care of that stuff. So just to review, this thing is a fun, really cool, hidden bolster release, California legal, got DLC coating, 154 cm, the full deep carry pocket clip, the full back spacer. It is aluminum handle, or aluminum scales, no, aluminum handle, and it has the signature snappy ProTech action. As far as price goes, it's not cheap, but I feel like everyone should have one of these. Have the Magic Whiskers. Now they also, as I mentioned before, they have the Magic Whiskers. Did I mention it? Well, they have Magic Whiskers 2, where you kind of do this kind of double bolster release. There's a little piece down here that you slide over. To me, it's too complicated. I don't want to deal with that. But this is just right. Boom, easy to put it back, done. So anyway, I think that just about covers it. I just wanted to show you guys this knife if you guys are interested. Also, the texture is really nice. So you can get a grip on this. It's not gonna slip out of your hand, even though the aluminum does tend to get a little bit slippery if you have sweaty hands like me, but not a big deal. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you guys this. If any of you were interested in it, now you've seen it, definitely go ahead and leave me a comment what your favorite ProTech knife is. And if you haven't checked out my Instagram yet, go ahead and do so. I definitely want to see what you guys are carrying also and what's in your pocket. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Knife Standards. I'll catch you guys later.